2014-043, giving authorization to apply for matching funds, $99,999. Rural Business Enterprise Grant through the USDA Rural Development Authority for funding and startup of the Rushford EDA Area Business Incubators. The attached resolution, agenda statement, and business incubator draft. And we welcome our EDA President, Tom Driscoll.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Now, in your package, you have the scope of work in the draft business plan.
They have the draft business plan. I don't think we put the scope of work in it.
Okay, and we're passing around, not directly related, but a relevant report from Winona State Statistics intern that he just finished after working on it with us for most of the winter. All of these things combine to bring us to where we're at. We had a meeting about a month and a half ago at Southeast Tech with Jim Johnson and Alice Zimmer. Joyce was there and Steve and I. And Southeast Tech has made a verbal pledge to contribute funding in the form of a grant to this, and as we got talking about grants themselves. Alice got back to Joyce with a list of possible grants. There was this USDA Business Enterprise Grant, a once-a-year event opportunity, and we said, after talking it over among ourselves, let's see what that is. And so Joyce set to work contacting USDA. She got the application, started filling things out. We didn't intend to just all of a sudden drop this, but the deadline was May 1st or something like that, which is why we're here today. But fortunately for us, we have done, you've got this draft incubator business plan that was done by Ron Ziegler and Rick Houghton from CEDA. Steve and I and many others involved with the EDA have been visiting incubators and going to conferences and talking to entrepreneurs and angel investors and all that for some time. So we sort of had ourselves ready to put this technical scope of work together. Steve, could you just walk everybody through what we're asking for?
Right. What we're asking for is, the resolution is to allow the EDA to submit the grant. And I guess along with that is for council to understand that if we get the grant and we still continue to move forward with this project, we'll be dedicating matching funds from the EDA. And while those funds, by and large seem to be in that account, the 202 fund, in our discussion with the EDA before this meeting, the EDA was pretty firm in suggesting to the council that if we do move forward, that it would be good fiscal sense for the city to agree, even if it's over a period of time, to reimburse the account for those funds that are used. Again, it's matching funds. We would use that to get the staff on board, to get work with the partners that we've established and go find more partners, both from a financial standpoint, but also folks that would help us to put the curriculum together for the incubator. The incubator may be bricks and mortar, may be housed in a building, or it may just be virtual. In either case, it'll be available to not only entrepreneurs that might come to Rushford, those that are already here, and also existing businesses that might need a spot, or the training that we'll be providing for their assistance. The EDA has spent quite a bit of time studying this and feels that it's a tool that we could use in our toolbox, rather than going out and trying to attract other businesses to move here, or to just wait around for them to drop out of the sky. This is an opportunity for us to create homegrown from the talent pool that exists in southeast Minnesota. As you'll also recall, there's been a lot of discussion about what's happening up in Rochester. Mayo Clinic is sitting on tens of thousands of patents.
Supposedly.
Just lots and lots of patents. And folks that are willing to go and take those patents and try to bring them to fruition, they may be looking for an opportunity to come here and use the culture that we intend to create to incubate their business idea and move forward. The idea is to bring in an entrepreneur, take them through a training scenario that we've developed with our partners from Winona State, St. Mary's, Southeast Tech, and others, and then assist them with getting financing. EDA would then provide gap financing if it's needed, and then we would just support them as they move forward. They would get to the point where they would, when they could stand on their own 2 feet and they need a larger facility, they would then graduate, and the incubator would take a percentage of that company as they go forward, with the idea being that with enough jobs, businesses that spin off, you would have enough money coming back in, revenue coming back in, to self-fund the incubator down the road.
I would also say the relevance and the importance of this study. You remember we did BR&E, business retention and expansion. We started looking at data on jobs, and it appeared, although we didn't have all the full understanding of how that data is collected, but it appeared even a couple of years ago when we did BR&E that we've been losing jobs every quarter since the flood, not just during the flood, but right up till today. And so our first intern last year, Jared Anglimson, and then Chen Pan, this year's intern, both looked at that same question. And Chen actually contacted Deed and asked them how they collected their data, and is this an estimate or a survey, or are these hard numbers reported from businesses? Indeed, it is hard numbers, and indeed, it is true. Right up to this quarter, Rushford is tripling jobs, losing jobs every quarter. And it's not, it's not the big TRW jobs, it's one job here, one business here. And it seems irrefutable. And so, even back when we did the BR&E, we were slowly hatching this incubator idea as an economic driver, as an aggressive way to develop businesses, help startups, and bring jobs and bolster the tax base of the city of Rushford. And so this, I think all of this, from the way that the EDA has approached it, it all looks like pieces, it's not a final product, but pieces of the puzzle fitting together. I would like to say on this grant, what specifically we're asking for is laid out financially in this table. Here's the $99,999 that would be given by the USDA, and here's $110,000. Yeah, that would be matched by the EDA over time as we disperse, they disperse, or vice versa. So it's not like we earmark or commit all of that, disperse all of that money at one time.
And the budget that you're seeing is not set in stone. It was, we had to come up with a budget to submit for the grant. So dollars could slide from one thing to the next. But the bottom line is the USDA money has to be used for assisting the businesses. It can't just be used to run our EDA or to be, for some other purpose. So we're using the basic data that we have developed out of our draft incubator plan. And so that's not, I'm sure that's not exactly how the budget is going to be in those items. We'll have to refine that as we go forward.
But a considerable portion of the funds would be used to hire a director of this incubator.